Welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel, everyone. Today, we're taking a journey through time to explore one of Sweden's most recognized yet often misunderstood coins, the 1978 Sweden 1 krona coin. At first glance, it might appear as just another everyday coin, but when you dig a little deeper, you find an incredible blend of history, national symbolism, and craftsmanship. By the end of this video, you'll know everything about this coin, its background, rarity, the story behind the missing mint mark, its collector appeal, and most importantly, its value in today's market, all the way into 2025. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the fascinating world of Swedish numismatics. The 1978 1 krona coin belongs to a long line of Swedish coins issued under the reign of King Carl XVI Gustav, who ascended the throne in 1973. During the 1970s, Sweden went through a series of modernizations in its coinage system. The older silver-based Krona coins had already been replaced by base metal issues due to rising silver prices in the 1960s. By 1978, the 1 Krona coin was being struck in a copper-nickel composition with a copper core, a practical design that allowed for durability and cost efficiency in everyday circulation. This material choice represented Sweden's economic adaptation to the times, durable, affordable, and aligned with the shift many nations were making away from precious metal currencies. The obverse of the coin displays the portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav facing right, surrounded by the inscription of his name and the country, a proud representation of Sweden's monarchy and national identity. The reverse features the denomination 1 kr, along with the phrase, för Sverige I tiden, which translates to, for Sweden, with the times. That motto perfectly captures the modernization and forward-thinking spirit of Swedish society during that decade. The 1978 1 krona coin was meticulously designed to maintain both beauty and practicality. It measures approximately 25 mm in diameter and weighs around 7 grams. The composition consists of a copper core plated with copper nickel, producing a sleek silvery appearance resistant to corrosion. Its edge is reeded, adding texture and security against counterfeiting. Each detail on the coin, from the king's finely engraved portrait to the precision of the national motto, reflects the exceptional craftsmanship of the Swedish mint. One interesting feature is that the 1978 Swedish 1 krona coin bears no mint mark. This was entirely normal for Swedish circulation coins of that era, as all were produced at the official Swedish mint in Eskilstuna. The absence of a mint mark does not signify an error, but collectors sometimes refer to these pieces as no mint mark issues, simply because nothing appears on the coin to indicate the place of production. Now let's talk about rarity, one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value. The 1978 1 krona coin had an extremely high mintage. Over 80 million examples were produced that year, making it one of the most common Swedish coins of the late 1970s. Because of this large mintage, the coin circulated widely throughout Sweden for decades. Even today, many examples remain in private hands, drawers, and coin jars. This high production means that the 1978 1 krona is not rare in the absolute sense. However, rarity in numismatics can come from more than just low mintage. It can also come from condition and survival rate. Coins that were heavily circulated often show wear and scratches, while those that were preserved in uncirculated condition are significantly harder to find. Perfectly preserved examples with full luster and sharp detail can attract collectors, even when the coin itself is common. So, while the 1978 1 krona coin is common overall, finding one in pristine mint state condition can still be a rewarding discovery for a collector. Some collectors and newcomers to Swedish coins might notice that there is no mint mark and wonder if that makes the coin special or rare. The truth is that in 1978, all Swedish 1 krona coins were struck at a single mint, and the practice of using mint marks on regular circulation coins had already been discontinued. Therefore, when we say, no mint mark, it's not a minting error, it's the standard issue. Still, this detail adds to the story and gives the coin an air of curiosity among newer collectors, especially those outside of Sweden who may not be familiar with the country's minting practices. The value of any coin depends on a combination of factors: rarity, condition, metal content, and collector demand. The 1978 1 Krona coin contains no precious metals, so its intrinsic metal value is relatively low. Its value as a collectible comes primarily from its historical context, its age, and its condition. In average circulated condition, the type most people might find in their change or in an old coin jar, this coin usually holds only a small premium above its face value. However, in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, where every detail remains crisp and the surface retains its original shine, it becomes more desirable to collectors of modern Swedish coinage. As of 2025, the estimated value for a 1978 1 Krona coin in average circulated condition typically ranges between 30 cents to $1 when sold internationally. In uncirculated or mint state condition, values can range from $2 to $4, sometimes slightly higher depending on the buyer's interest and the coin's exact grade. Collectors often purchase these coins in bulk or as part of complete year sets of Swedish Krona coins, making them a staple in world coin collections rather than a standalone rarity. If you happen to own one of these coins and you're wondering whether yours might be worth more than the average example, there are a few things to look for. First, examine the coin's condition carefully. Coins that show no wear, sharp edges, and full luster are significantly more valuable than those that have been in circulation. Second, look for any unusual features, such as misaligned strikes, doubled lettering, or planchet flaws. While such mint errors are not widely reported for this specific issue, any verified error could increase its value among error collectors. Finally, presentation matters. Coins stored properly in protective holders or capsules tend to retain their appearance better over time, which makes them more appealing when sold or traded. The 1978 1 Krona coin represents more than just currency, it marks an era of Swedish progress and modernization. The 1970s were a period of change, with Sweden evolving economically, technologically, and culturally. The national motto, "For Sverige I tiden," on the coin perfectly encapsulates that forward-looking mindset. This coin also stands as a representation of King Carl XVI Gustav's early reign. Coins issued with his portrait from the mid-1970s onwards mark a new chapter in Swedish coin design. Collectors often view the series as a bridge between the more traditional silver coinage of the past and the modern, industrial designs that define Sweden's current currency. Now let's look ahead. As we move into 2025 and beyond, what can collectors expect from the market value of the 1978 1 Krona coin? Given its high mintage and wide availability, this coin is unlikely to experience a dramatic increase in value in the near future. However, prices for coins in top uncirculated condition have been rising modestly over time, as collectors seek out perfectly preserved examples of modern European coins. In the long term, coins like this one may gradually gain value as they become harder to find in flawless condition and as more collectors enter the market for 20th century world coins. But overall, the 1978 1 Krona remains an accessible and affordable collectible that holds historical interest more than monetary profit. If you're interested in collecting Swedish coins, the 1978 1 Krona is a great starting point. It's affordable, widely available, and carries strong historical context. You can build an entire set of 1 Krona coins from the 1970s and 1980s to observe the changes in design, metal composition, and quality over time. When collecting, focus on condition, storage, and completeness of your collection. Keep your coins in a dry environment, handle them with gloves, and avoid polishing or cleaning them, as that can reduce their collector value. In conclusion, the 1978 No Mint Mark Sweden 1 Krona coin is a charming piece of Swedish history. While it may not be worth a fortune, it embodies a fascinating era of modernization, national pride, and craftsmanship. For collectors, it represents the beauty of everyday coins, coins that tell stories, connect cultures, and preserve the legacy of nations. So the next time you come across a Swedish 1 Krona from 1978, take a moment to appreciate the journey it has been on. It may not make you rich, but it will certainly enrich your collection with history, meaning, and character. The 1981 Swedish 1 Krona coin, a piece that often sparks curiosity among collectors for its design, its history, and especially its so-called no-mint mark variety. We will discuss its origin, mintage, composition, the story behind its issue, its potential rarity, and of course, its current market value and worth in 2025. Sit back, relax, and let's dive deep into the world of Swedish numismatics. The Swedish krona, or crown, has been the official currency of Sweden since 1873, replacing the riksdollar. Over the decades, Swedish coins have evolved in design, material, and symbolism, reflecting both the monarchy and the nation's identity. In 1981, Sweden was under the reign of King Carl XVI Gustav, who ascended the throne in 1973 and remains Sweden's monarch to this day. The coins of his era symbolize a blend of modern minimalism and deep-rooted national heritage. The 1981 1 Krona coin was part of the standard circulation series, representing one of the most used denominations in Swedish currency at the time. While it might look like an ordinary coin, it holds an interesting place in Sweden's numismatic history. On the obverse side of the coin, we find the elegant portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav, facing right. His name and the word Sverige, meaning Sweden, encircle the design, followed by the year of issue, 1981. The reverse side features the crowned lesser coat of arms of Sweden, a proud symbol of national unity and monarchy. Beneath the shield, you'll see the denomination 1 KR and the national motto för Sverige I tiden, which translates to for Sweden, in time. The coin is made of copper nickel-plated copper, giving it a silver-gray appearance with a slight metallic shine. It weighs around 7 grams, with a diameter of about 25 millimeters, and has a reeded edge, which adds both aesthetic and anti-counterfeiting features. This simple yet stately design perfectly embodies Swedish craftsmanship, clean, functional, and symbolic. Now, one of the most discussed aspects of this coin is the idea of a no-mint mark variety. In Swedish coinage, mint marks have historically indicated the location or authority responsible for production, but by the 1980s, many circulation coins did not feature prominent mint marks. The absence of a mint mark on the 1981 issue has led some collectors to refer to it as a no-mint mark type. However, it's important to understand that this was standard for most circulation strikes at that time. Unlike some countries where a missing mint mark indicates a rare error or a special die variety, in Sweden's case, the lack of a mint mark on the 1981 1 krona is typical. It does not automatically signify rarity, but it does add a certain curiosity and collector appeal, especially for those who collect international coins by type, year, or design. The 1981 issue had a very high mintage, with over 62 million coins produced for general circulation. This large production run means that millions of examples were used across Sweden for decades, from the early 1980s until the early 2000s, before being gradually withdrawn and replaced by newer issues. Because of its large mintage, the 1981 1 krona is not rare in terms of survival numbers. Many examples remain in circulation condition, and thousands exist in collector hands around the world. However, what determines value in coins like this is not only how many exist, but how many remain in excellent, original condition. Coins that were heavily circulated will show dull surfaces, worn details on the king's portrait, and flattening on the coat of arms. On the other hand, coins preserved in uncirculated or mint state condition, with bright luster and sharp details, are considerably harder to find and far more appealing to collectors. In recent years, the demand for Swedish coins has grown among world coin enthusiasts, particularly for the 20th century series. While older silver coins often attract the most attention, collectors aiming for complete date runs also seek coins like the 1981 1 krona to fill gaps in their albums. Let's talk about what makes one coin worth more than another. For the 1981 Swedish 1 krona, several factors come into play: condition and grade, the single most important factor. A worn coin might only be worth its face or nominal collector value, while a brilliant uncirculated coin can command a noticeable premium. Rarity of variety. Although the regular 1981 issue is common, any confirmed errors or varieties, such as misstrikes, die cracks, or off-metal planchets, can make a coin much more valuable. Historical interest. Coins minted during significant national or royal periods tend to gain collector attention, especially those from the reign of King Carl XVI Gustav. Market trends. Coin values fluctuate based on collector demand, online exposure, and global numismatic trends. Certification and presentation. Coins graded by recognized services such as NGC or PCGS, especially those in high mint state grades, can sell for higher prices due to the added assurance of authenticity and condition. Now, let's discuss the part everyone is curious about: the coin's value and worth in 2025 AS of the current year, the typical market value for the 1981 Sweden 1 Krona depends entirely on its condition. Circulated examples generally trade between 50 cents and $1. These are coins that show clear signs of use but are still fully readable and intact. Lightly circulated or extra fine condition coins can be worth around $1 to $1.50. These coins have minimal wear and retain much of their original detail. Uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated specimens can reach $1.50 to $2, sometimes a bit more if sold to a collector looking to complete a high-quality set. Error or exceptional examples, though rare, can exceed $5 or more, depending on the nature of the error and collector interest in local currency terms. This might translate to anywhere between 150 to 600 Pakistani rupees, or 15 to 20 Swedish Kronor, depending on exchange rates and market availability. While these figures might not sound like a fortune, it's important to remember that numismatic value is not only about money, it's about history, preservation, and the connection each coin holds to a specific time and place. You may have seen videos or online listings claiming that the 1981 no-mint mark Sweden 1 Krona coin is worth a lot of money. The truth is more nuanced. Some sellers or online auction posts highlight the no-mint mark label as if it indicates a rare error, when in reality, this design simply did not include a visible mint mark for standard circulation. That said, a few examples might feature unique striking qualities, die polishing marks, or double die characteristics that could increase their collector appeal. Coins in perfect, untouched condition can sometimes sell for surprisingly higher prices to the right buyer, especially if presented well or professionally graded, but for the vast majority, the value remains modest and steady. The real worth lies in its story, a representation of Swedish culture, royal symbolism, and the evolution of modern European coinage. If you own a 1981 Swedish 1 Krona or plan to collect one, here are a few tips to maintain its quality and preserve its value. Handle with care. Always hold coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints or smudges. Store properly. Keep them in a dry, cool place inside coin flips or capsules to prevent corrosion or toning. Avoid cleaning. Cleaning coins can destroy their natural patina and reduce value significantly. Label correctly. Record the date, denomination, and any notable features. Keeping a record helps track your collection's growth and provenance. Grade when justified. If your coin appears in exceptional condition, consider professional grading, but only if the potential value exceeds the grading cost. Beyond its small monetary value, the 1981 1 Krona coin stands as a testament to Sweden's modern monarchy and industrial precision. The minimalistic design captures the essence of Scandinavian simplicity, while the motto, for Sweden, in time, reflects a nation that values progress, heritage, and continuity. For many collectors, holding this coin is like holding a piece of Swedish history, a link to an era of stability, craftsmanship, and understated national pride. In conclusion, the 1981 Sweden 1 Krona no-mint mark coin is not an extremely rare or high-value coin in terms of market price, but it remains a historically important and collectible piece. Its worth in 2025 is modest, generally ranging from under $1 for circulated examples to a couple of dollars for pristine pieces. Yet its significance goes far beyond money. It represents an era, a monarch, and a style that continues to attract collectors of world coins to this day. So, if you have one in your collection, hold on to it, not because it might make you rich, but because it connects you to a fascinating chapter of Swedish numismatic history. The 1999 no-mint mark Sweden 1 Krona coin. Many people have come across this coin in change or family collections and have wondered whether it might be rare, valuable, or even worth a small fortune. In this video, we will take a deep look into its history, design, minting details, its supposed rarity, the reasons why it sometimes attracts attention, and its true collector value and market worth in the year 2025. Before we begin, let's set the stage. The Swedish 1 Krona coin has been a central part of Sweden's monetary system for more than a century. By the late 20th century, it had become an everyday coin used across the country for general circulation. The version minted in 1999 belongs to the reign of King Carl XVI Gustav, who ascended the throne in 1973. The coin itself was produced in large numbers for circulation, yet many collectors today have questions about whether some examples from 1999 are different, specifically those showing no mint mark or having minor variations in detail. The 1999 1 Krona coin continues a design tradition that had been in place for decades. On the obverse side, the coin displays a right-facing portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription that includes the monarch's name and title in Swedish, along with the year of issue, 1999. The reverse features the crowned monogram of the king, along with the face value, 1 krona. The design is elegant yet simple, representing Swedish design ideals of clarity and minimalism. The composition of this coin is copper-nickel, giving it a silver-gray color that resists corrosion and holds up well under heavy circulation. Each piece weighs approximately 7 grams and has a diameter of about 25 millimeters. The edge is reeded, which helps prevent counterfeiting and gives the coin a more professional appearance. In 1999, Sweden was still producing its coinage in relatively high quantities, since cash usage was common. It would take another decade before digital payments began to dominate everyday transactions. Therefore, many millions of 1 krona coins were struck during that year. One of the key points of curiosity surrounding this coin is the mention of a so-called no mint mark version. Many people notice that some Swedish coins carry very small marks near the design that indicate where they were struck. However, in the case of the 1 krona from 1999, standard circulation coins generally do not display an easily visible mint mark. This has caused some confusion, with new collectors believing that a missing mark could indicate an error or a rare variety. In reality, the Swedish mint at Eskilstuna produced these coins for nationwide use, and no special mint mark was intended for regular issues. So when people describe their coin as having no mint mark, they are simply observing a normal feature of that year's production. That being said, minor variations in strike quality or small die differences may occur between batches, but these do not usually create significant collector premiums, because the total mintage for the 1999 1 krona coin exceeded 50 million pieces. It is considered common in numismatic terms. That large production figure means that countless examples remain in circulation and in private collections. Even after Sweden's currency reform that replaced older designs in later years, many 1999 coins were saved by individuals or coin hobbyists, ensuring that they remain plentiful today. However, not all examples are equal in appearance. Circulated coins tend to have wear, scratches, and dull surfaces. Uncirculated or mint-state examples, those that have never been used and still shine with their original luster, are much scarcer. For that reason, uncirculated specimens do hold a modest premium compared to average used pieces. It's also worth mentioning that certain minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or die cracks, can make a particular coin unique and therefore more collectible. If you ever find a 1999 Swedish 1 krona coin with a clear error visible to the naked eye, that specific coin might command more attention from specialized collectors. The artistry of Swedish coins is often understated yet deeply symbolic. The portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav reflects stability, continuity, and modern monarchy. The reverse side, with its royal crown and monogram, connects the coin to centuries of Swedish numismatic tradition. The minimalist elegance, lack of unnecessary decoration, and clear denomination make it an excellent example of Scandinavian design principles. Form and function balanced perfectly. Many collectors appreciate the 1999 1 krona not because it is rare, but because it represents the end of a century and the continuation of a stable national identity in a time of global change. In that sense, the coin holds historical value, symbolizing Sweden's economic and cultural resilience entering the 21st century. Over the years, discussions online and among coin collectors have occasionally highlighted the 1999 1 krona as a mystery coin, particularly because of claims that certain versions might be missing mint marks or have slightly different font shapes. In truth, these differences tend to be within normal production tolerance. Large minting facilities often have multiple sets of dies, and small variations occur naturally. Still, modern coins like this attract attention because collectors enjoy searching for patterns, errors, and varieties that others might overlook. This is what makes coin collecting so enjoyable, the sense of discovery, even when dealing with ordinary coins. For that reason, the 1999 1 Krona remains a fun and educational coin for beginner collectors, even if it is not a high-value rarity. As with all coins, condition is the single biggest factor affecting value. A heavily circulated 1999 1 Krona coin that has lost its shine, shows wear on the king's portrait, and has dull surfaces will generally be valued only slightly above its face value. A clean, lightly circulated example with minimal marks might sell for a bit more, especially if it has an appealing appearance. Coins that are completely uncirculated, showing full mint luster, no wear, and sharp details, are more desirable. Collectors often pay a few dollars for such examples, especially when kept in protective holders. The highest graded coins, certified by professional grading companies as mint state 65 or higher, can attract a small premium from those building complete modern Swedish sets. However, even in pristine condition, this coin is not considered rare or exceptionally valuable. The premium comes primarily from its condition, not from scarcity. In the current market climate of 2025, the Swedish 1 Krona coin from 1999 generally trades within a modest range. Circulated examples are typically worth between $1 and $3 United States dollars, depending on grade and eye appeal. Uncirculated examples may reach values closer to $3 to $5 when sold to interested collectors, especially through online marketplaces or coin fairs. If the coin displays a verified minting error, for instance, a double strike, off-center impression, or die break, it can fetch higher prices depending on the severity of the error and collector demand. Nonetheless, claims of a missing mint mark alone do not translate into substantial extra value unless a recognized numismatic authority confirms that the piece is genuinely different from the standard issue. The intrinsic metal value of the coin remains low, since copper-nickel contains no precious metals. Therefore, its worth is entirely collectible. Like many late 20th century circulation coins, the value is more symbolic than monetary, representing history, not investment potential. Even though the 1999 1 Krona is not rare in the strictest sense, it still carries a story that appeals to collectors. It marks the final year of the 20th century, bridging the old and the new millennium. It represents a time when Sweden still relied heavily on coins and cash, before the modern shift to digital payments. It bears the image of a reigning monarch who remains on the throne more than 25 years later, symbolizing stability in a changing world. For coin enthusiasts who collect modern world issues, owning the 1999 1 Krona allows them to complete a series of late-century Swedish coins and appreciate the evolution of design and minting technology over time. The piece also serves as an excellent educational coin for younger collectors learning about European currency systems, design, and the historical context of everyday money. If you are interested in collecting this coin, here are a few suggestions. Inspect carefully. Examine the coin under good lighting to evaluate its condition. Look for original shine, clean surfaces, and clear details. Store properly. Use plastic flips or capsules to protect uncirculated examples from scratches and oxidation. Avoid cleaning. Never polish or chemically clean the coin, as this reduces its collectible value. Learn grading standards. Familiarize yourself with terms like fine, very fine, extremely fine, and uncirculated, so you can assess condition accurately. Compare prices. Study recent sales to understand the true market range. Rather than relying on exaggerated claims of high value, look for true errors. If you suspect your coin has an actual minting mistake, consider having it evaluated by a professional numismatist. Collect for enjoyment. Remember that collecting modern coins is about appreciation and history, not just profit. So, what is the 1999 no mint mark Sweden 1 Krona coin really worth? In most cases, it is a common circulation coin valued between $1 and a few dollars, depending on condition. It is not considered rare by professional numismatists, and claims of high value are generally unfounded unless supported by verifiable minting errors or exceptionally high grades. Yet, despite its modest price, it remains a charming collectible. It tells a story about Sweden's economy, craftsmanship, and the transition from one century to the next. For beginning collectors, it provides a perfect example of how to evaluate modern coins, understand grading, and appreciate design. For advanced collectors, it fills a necessary place in a complete Swedish series. The beauty of coin collecting lies not only in the monetary worth of each piece but in the connection it creates between history, design, and national identity. The 1999 1 Krona coin stands as a reminder that every coin, no matter how common, carries a story of human effort and culture. In that sense, its true value can never be measured solely in currency. Thank you for watching this detailed exploration of the 1999 Swedish 1 Krona coin. If you enjoyed learning about its background, design, and market value, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth coin analysis. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned collector, remember that every coin has something to teach us, and that is what makes numismatics so fascinating. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and keep your passion for coins alive.